Who that, everybody? My name is Tracy Bartholomew. This is Stephen Bijou, and this is the Saint Style Podcast. What's up, Steve?
What's happening? What's happening, man? Interesting weekend.
Yeah, a lot of things was going on. We were supposed to do a whole draft party, and the internet was so garbage. Nothing was working. My laptop
Facts.
wasn't working. My phone wasn't working.
I couldn't
My
even. I couldn't even watch Netflix on. What was that? Thursday, bro. I couldn't even watch Netflix on Thursday. It
Yeah,
was
man,
horrible.
it was horrible. So Saint Stop people, fans, we are sorry, we apologize, but we are back now, and the giveaway is still going on. Giveaway is happening today, right now.
Facts.
So you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and listen to the whole podcast because I will be dropping that keyword to win Madden 21 and the gold Drew Brees number 9 football jersey
That's right.
today. So it's happening. You guys stay tuned. All right. Now we're gonna get into our draft picks, what we think about it, maybe grade them a little bit, and we're also going to be getting on to a couple of things that has recently happened that has me scratching my head a little bit. Um, but we'll get into all that, man, and we're about to get it popping now. So, Steve, let's hop into the first pick, man. Might as well jump right into it, right?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. When that pick was made, I immediately turned the draft off and started watching something else.
Man, what the
Like
fuck?
bro, I was, I was floored at the pick. Let me explain why.
Okay.
We
Tell me
clearly
why.
we clearly need linebacker help, right?
Yeah.
Because yes, we have Anzalone. Yes, we have Kiko Alonso, but neither one of them are ever healthy. They rarely play a full season. Matter of fact, I don't know if either one of them have played a full season since we signed either one of them.
Okay.
So clearly, we need linebacker help. Someone to help out Demario Davis, give him a running mate. At pick 24, now one pick before us, the Chargers jumped us, got Kenneth Murray. Okay, fine, he's off the board. But at pick 24, Patrick Queen from LSU was sitting right there. And I think the consensus, everybody knew that was the pick. Everybody,
Yeah.
everybody who
Yeah.
was anybody was like, bro, I can't believe this dude is still here because we thought he'd have been gone long before then. We all had our hopes and wishes, but we never thought he would have actually fell to us. So when he
Right.
was sitting right there, everybody knew the pick was Patrick Queen.
True.
So
A lot of Saints fans actually had them in their fantasy draft as who they wanted to see us getting. Um, and there was a lot of talk on different news networks, sports news networks, that if that guy was there, that's who we were going to pick.
So when the name Cesar Ruiz
Yeah.
was shouted out by the commissioner, two things came to mind. A, who the hell is Cesar Ruiz? B, I can't believe we just passed up on Patrick Queen. And C,
Right.
a third thing, with this being a virtual draft, nah, man, they pressed the wrong button. Like that. Those are the three things that came to mind because there is no way that a talent like Patrick Queen is sitting there and we opt to go lineman.
All right. So let's get into what has come out recently on why that is our pick. All right.
Yeah.
So here's some rumors, or it might not even be rumors. This might be facts about what the Saints are planning to do with Caesar.
Oh yeah. Facts.
They're talking about, because we just had a rookie with Eric McCoy who played fantastic. I thought he did an excellent job at center. But they plan to move him to guard. And they just gave Andrews Pete $30 million.
Yep.
To stay.
So clearly it's right guard.
Right. So clearly somebody's going to have to go. And that would be
Larry Warford.
Right.
Now,
because he has a $12 million cap. So that would, getting rid of him would free up that $12 million. You put McCoy
not
at
exactly.
guard.
not exactly. So,
No.
so after we picked up Cesar Ruiz, I decided to do my homework. I
Mm-hmm.
watched some tape on this guy.
Me too.
Okay. And then after watching the tape, I was like, all right, I feel better. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
the
saying? Like,
guy's
okay,
an absolute
I feel better.
beast.
Um,
He puts guys on their asses.
so
So
this
I
is
like
what's gonna happen between Ruiz and McCoy. They are both gonna compete for the center job and the right guard job to see which one is better in which position. I pretty much think it is gonna be Ruiz at center and McCoy at right guard.
okay.
But they're gonna compete nonetheless, just to make sure that's the best spot for both of them. Now, as it comes to Larry Warford, last year he showed up to camp overweight. He didn't really perform the way Sean Payton thought he was going to perform. He has a dead cap of 5.1 million, and that's his
Okay.
dead cap. So if we trade him, cut him, whatever, he has a dead cap of 5.1 million. So if we cut him, we save $7.7 million on the cap. That's how much we save.
So dead cap meaning this
Meaning
is
it's going to be there no matter what. If we cut him, trade him, stay, it's going to be at least that 5.8 million.
so basically that's guaranteed to him, regardless if he stays or not.
Not necessarily that it's guaranteed to him, because remember, your dollar amount doesn't equal your cap amount per se, right?
Mm-hmm.
But pretty much you can put it that way. Yes, no matter what, he's going to count as that 5.1 million.
Okay.
So we'll save 7.7 million on the cap. Why is this important? So again, when we made the pick, I wasn't too fond of it, but then I thought back to the Minnesota playoff game, right? And I thought back even further to the Los Angeles Rams regular season game. How did those teams beat us on the interior, right? Drew Brees is short, so when he throws, he likes to step up in that pocket. So if you disrupt that pocket, especially on the interior, that's a problem. Remember when we had our best teams and when we won the Super Bowl, we had two of the best guards in the game, in Jari Evans and Carl Nicks. Not tackles, but the guards are more important for a quarterback of his stature, right? So
right.
Watching Cesar Ruiz and this dude being a monster up the middle, I mean, that if he performs anywhere near that in the NFL, that's a solid middle to have. And then we just paid Pete all this money to shore up the left side, and now we'll kick McCoy out to the right, see if he can hold down the right guard position. What that does is significantly drop the price of the right guard that we have. Like we said, saving 7.7 million, but also makes it better and stronger and younger to protect Brees, because that's the way teams beat us. Minnesota beat us by putting their best two pass rushers on the inside. And so he was unable to step up, unable to move, and so that was a good move in retrospect. Another reason why that's important is because we got Alvin Kamara coming up for payday, right? So if they decide to pay him this year instead of waiting next year, they just freed up almost $8 million in cap space to do so. So, it's and not to mention a few other moves that they made today, that I'm sure is another reason why they made that move. But for money reasons and performance reasons, is why they decided to go with an interior line.
I hear you. We got Matt up in the chat again. As usual, our main man
was
chiming in
Matt
with us. He's saying one thing I gotta say is I told y'all Clyde was going to be first running back off the board. Yeah, man, you were screaming and hollering that Clyde was your guy.
Where did he go?
Could see why. I don't know. I don't know where'd he go. Where'd he go, Matt? So going on to our next pick. But going back to the first one, you see why they chose what they chose, and give me a grade for that.
I can't in good conscience give it an A because Patrick Queen was sitting there.
True.
I'd give it a B+. I give it a B+. Solid move.
Well, I'll go ahead. I think I'm gonna go ahead and give it a B. Now that I see why they did it, because I was scratching my head at first too when it first happened. I was like, who? Why? What are you doing now?
Right.
We have a center already. But now that I see what they're trying to do, it makes sense. And like you said, because McQueen was still there, because I think there is a more important position that could have been had at that pick, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a B. But I do like it. I like it. I see what they're doing. Okay. But they're
Right.
always trying to mastermind some shit when it could be so simple. You
I
know what I
mean, but
mean?
but if you remember, when we made the Ryan Ramczyk pick, right? Everybody's like,
Yeah.
"What the hell?" You know what I'm saying? Nobody, because
Yeah.
we needed a receiver, and there were still plenty of receivers at that time. We went and got
Right.
right tackle, and we had Zach Streif, and everybody's like, "Bro, we don't need a tackle." We drafted a number one pick to be a backup, but then we realized quickly that Zach Streif was deteriorating very quickly. He couldn't
Yeah.
really perform the way he used to. So in hindsight, one of the best picks we made, even though at the time it wasn't exactly the most popular. I feel like this is the same thing.
Yeah. Okay, so Clyde went to Kansas City.
Oh, those
Um,
bastards.
I feel like we could have got him at a later round and got Queen while you had your chance. Yeah, I mean, but who's to say,
He would have been
uh,
there.
yeah, he would have been there at the time, man. Once our pick came back around or whatever, and we did a lot to trade up and
I
all
mean,
this
because
kind
we
of
didn't
shit
have a second round pick. Remember that. We would have had to
at
wait
all,
a
at all.
whole 40 something picks before we got to pick again. So
Right, right. And the way you watch this guy play, I don't think he would have been there by the third round.
facts.
All right, so let's go back to the number 2 pick was Zach Bond,
Yep, Zach
linebacker,
Bond.
Wisconsin. Um, well, there you go, Steve. You wanted a linebacker. You said that's one of the things you was looking for. Well, there you go, man. So what do you think about Zach?
Zach Bond is one of those linebackers that could be sneaky good. I kind of accompany him with what's old boy in Dallas? Dang, not Jalen Smith, but the other one, the big country redneck dude. Him. He has I can't his name's escaping me right now, but he plays the same way as that guy. He's strong. He knows how to cover. He knows how to hit the gap pretty good. He's powerful. He'll knock the block off of you. One thing that he doesn't have a lot of is elite speed. He has sufficient speed, but just not as much as like say Patrick Queen, who could go east to west really quickly. But I think having a thumper in the middle, because Demario Davis can cover. We've seen him do it.
Right.
And he lines guys up amazingly. So having him there and then having a guy that can be a bruiser, it could be a good thing. I think it's a solid pick.
I like it too. First of all, when you think about some of the stats, which I have right here,
Van
he
Der
was
Esch,
number
that's the
2.
guy. That's the guy's name. Kyle Van Der Esch in Dallas.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's cool. He's cool. So when it comes down to Zach Bond, he was number 2 in tackles in college in 2019. That says a lot. That says
Right.
a hell of a lot. A man 6'2", 238. He runs a 4.6.
Yep. Again,
Now
solid speed, not elite,
yeah,
but
definitely.
solid. Yeah.
75 tackles, 52 solo tackles. Now, he was expected to go in the top 30. Everybody had him as a top 30 player to go to any team. And you know where we got him. So I think that was an amazing pick, man. And I like the fact that we're sticking with protection and defense instead of offense. Like I would love to see us get one more wide receiver.
Facts.
But or a running back at that position there. But to say that we're sticking with really trying to build something that can protect the quarterback, or go get a quarterback and lose some yardage type thing. I like it. I like what they're doing. Due to the fact that, man, we're always great every year, right? It's going to be hard to get somebody that everybody's like, man, this person is so great, man. If we just had that person on the team, that would change the whole team. We're not gonna
I
get that
mean,
because go ahead.
okay, so there's I hear what you're saying, but one of the problems I always said that we had on defense was our front seven. We get pressure, right? But our
Okay.
powerhouses like Rankins and Davenport can't stay healthy. So guys like Amanietta and Mario Edwards are important for that very reason. The only consistent constant is Cam Jordan. So if
Yeah.
this guy can come, Demario Davis has been excellent, right? In
Hmm.
that second tier linebackers. So if we could get a guy like Bond to play at least 80% of what he did in college, that would add a thumper. That would add that bruiser and that attitude that we need on defense.
Yeah.
And also with him having his pass rushing capabilities and being able to hit the gaps the way that he can, that'll make it easier on our secondary, which we've increased a lot this offseason by adding Malcolm Jenkins and Jack Rabbit and all those Pro Bowlers back there. Our secondary is awesome. So I think our defense can really take a leap forward this year if we can get some stuff out of our rookies.
Yeah. I think when you talk about getting some stuff out of our rookies, there is no real choice at this point. We need some guys, especially the guys that we picked up besides our last pick. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But the guys that we have picked 1 through 3, are going to have to be immediate impactors, and I think that's the
Mm-hmm.
plan with these guys. I think that was the coach's plan and the GM plan when we picked them. But I don't see any reason why they couldn't be. We've got some really solid guys, and if you look at tape on these guys, they are impactful guys.
Yeah.
I know there's a transition coming from college to the NFL. And especially with the whole thing that's going on right now, not being able to really be with the team and practice and all this kind of shit. But I think these guys might be good enough to where you hop on that line and you just do you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And hopefully that'll be good enough to make an impact on defenses and things like that.
Yeah. I've said for sure that this year is definitely more than ever going to be a veteran leading year. It's going to be up to the veterans on the team to take this thing home because the rookies aren't going to have much time to adapt, if any.
Yeah, I agree. Um, all right, let's move into the number 3 pick. Adam Troutman. Is that how you say his last name? You know, I
Yeah,
mess up
Troutman.
everybody's name. Troutman. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I be trying though. Saint stop. I be trying. So tight end.
Mm-hmm. And you
Like
know,
I don't. But well, you can't hate it that much, Steve. You can't hate it that much because you always talked about that 2 tight end kind of
yeah,
package.
yeah.
Now, do you think with this guy, that's what they will be doing with the 2 tight ends on the field at the same time, or do you think they're just looking for a replacement to Cook?
I don't know this. I don't know that much about this dude. If I'm being 100% honest, I don't really know what his strengths and weaknesses are. But I would assume they picked that guy thinking that he can come in right away and make an impact. I think knowing the current situation that we're in right now, I think that was the thought process between all the picks. Can they come in, plug and play? Um, that's what I would assume. Now, the crazy thing is, we all know my tight end of choice would have been Thaddeus Moss. This dude went undrafted. That blows me, bro. Like he went to the Redskins as an undrafted free agent. That really
Right.
blows my mind that he didn't get picked up. But yeah, I mean, I would assume that that's the plan to have him come in. I mean, because I think we still got Josh Hill on the squad, but he's not really he's all right. He make a play every now and then, but
Yeah, nah.
We need to
He
upgrade for
comes
sure.
in, he comes in, makes a splash, and then he does nothing, and they sit him on the bench. I mean,
Right.
if
Right.
he was all that, wouldn't have picked up Cook and made
Facts.
him a superstar that he is today.
Facts.
So going back to Adam Troutman, 70 receptions, 916 receiving yards, 14 touchdowns. Man, that's beast mode. That's straight beast
Yeah,
mode, bro.
yeah.
I mean,
I
that's
mean, yeah.
almost 1,000-yard season. 70 receptions.
And what school is he from?
He is from
Wisconsin.
yes, Wisconsin.
Okay. I mean, in that division in college, there's not a lot of defense that's played. So I mean, those numbers are a
Man,
little bit
I
askew. Now, if he was out of the SEC, I'd have been impressed. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, those are still solid numbers. Um,
those
and
are
yeah.
fantastic. You a hater, man. Look,
I'm
those
not a
are
hater, bro. I just speak the truth,
fantastic
bro.
numbers
There's
to
certain
be put
divisions
up.
in college. There are certain divisions in college that everybody knows they don't play defense. The Pac-10 is one of them. The Big Ten is one of them. Like they just don't play defense. We know this. So yeah, it is good numbers still, great numbers, and I hope he can produce like that. Again, I don't know that much about him, but if he could come in and put those kind of numbers up alongside Cook, I'm a happy man.
Yeah. Well, Mac seems to agree with you. He says he actually hates the tight end we picked, and Thaddeus Moss was on the board. He feels like he was the better tight end, and he agrees with you. Well, I mean, I don't know, man. Just because you have Moss on the back of your name, don't mean you the GOAT. All right. And obviously, Sean Payton, Mickey Loomis seen something in my man Troutman over Moss. So, I mean, you're gonna go with the best quality tight end if you're going with tight end.
True,
And
true.
they feel that this is the guy. So, bravo. Bravo. Thank you for another tight end. Thank you for another weapon for Drew Brees. I'll take it any day.
It's crazy because they kind of did what I wanted them to do as far as get another tight end, get a linebacker. They still didn't get this man a running back, but all right. But
Yeah.
it's just not the players that I thought they would get. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I mean, we still got some time, man. Season it has not started yet.
True,
Maybe
true.
some way, somehow they pick up
And
you
if
know.
they're gearing up to make the move I think they're going to make, bro, I'm going to be a happy man. Well, we'll talk about that later.
Okay. You got me kind of. I'm interested. Oh, okay. Thank you, Matt. I thought it was, but that might have been somebody else
What
that
do you
was
say?
playing for Wisconsin. Matt says Troutman played for Daytona or Dayton. And you are right because I am looking at that right now. He does. And not Wisconsin. So thanks, man. I appreciate that, bro. We
Oh,
don't want to
see,
give out
that's
any false information.
right. See, that's even more head scratching. Daytona?
Dayton.
How
Dayton.
many players you know
I
come out
don't
of
I don't I really
bro,
don't.
like
I really don't. I don't even know what area that school is in,
bro,
but
like Sean Payton, bro. Sean Payton always finding these players from like asshole university, like
but he always makes him a superstar,
like
man. You
like
know?
like like God, what's dude's name? Harris, Assumption College, for real. Like,
Yeah.
all right,
Don't
that's
don't
fine.
don't
That's
mess up.
fine.
Don't mess with Dante, man. We need that boy. All right, so number 4, last but not least, the one that had me like, all right, you said Cesar Ruiz was like, man, what the who? Now this guy, Tommy Stevens, QB. So that's another quarterback slash I do everything type player. Now we just re-signed, and this was after the draft. So I was like, man, maybe Taysom Hill, I don't know, maybe that dude really about to go. But then I come around and find out we just signed him again.
Wait. Hey, just don't get ahead of yourself. Don't get ahead of yourself. But yeah, Tommy Stevens, Mississippi State quarterback. He has a good arm. He's just super inconsistent. Sometimes you'll see like, oh my God, I can't believe he made that throw. Other times you're like, bro, this dude was wide open. What the hell? I really think he's a camp arm. I do not think he's going to make the active roster at all. He might be a guy they keep on the practice squad. But, you know, you should have been surprised by that because they always draft a quarterback that we never hear from again. Remember dude they got from Colorado State? I don't even remember his name. I know he wore the number 18.
Who, us?
Yeah. This was like some years. I want to say like 2013, 14. We drafted a dude from Colorado State.
Hmm.
I forget his name, but that's because he never did anything. We
Okay.
always get these guys that play in the preseason. We keep them on for a little bit. You're thinking, hey, this guy could do something. He turns out to be nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised. The seventh round picks, usually you don't expect a 7th round player to come in and make a splash. That's just like, hey, like let's take a stab on somebody. That's what that is.
Yeah. Like you got to pick, so you might as well pick somebody.
Yeah, facts. Facts.
Well, hopefully that's not the case. For Tommy Stevens, hopefully he comes in and is able to make some kind of impact with the team. I just didn't understand it.
not after our next piece of news.
Yeah, I just didn't understand that one. You just why would you pick a player as the same caliber as a player you just re-signed or you were planning to re-sign? It just makes no sense to me. So what are you gonna do with this guy um in case he'll drops down? You got another one that can do the same thing to
Perhaps.
like a plug and play? I don't
Perhaps.
know, man. I don't know.
I
That
mean, but
one
if
was
you was gonna do that, you should have got Lynn Bowden, bro. He went to Oakland. Oakland about to use the shit out of Lynn Bowden. Everybody's gonna look for their Taysom Hill now, and Oakland just got one.
so yeah. Matt says he started at Penn State. Yes, I know. And
Yeah, and then he
transferred to
transferred.
Mississippi.
Yep.
Uh-huh. And dude has an arm, and Matt says he likes that pick. I have to disagree, man. I don't like that pick because you still just signed Taysom Hill to a stupid amount of money for 2 years.
Ooh, boy, they signed that man to $21 million for 2 years.
So what is my man Tommy Stevens gonna do?
Nothing.
For 2 years.
Nothing.
When you're paying this guy just a outrageous amount of money to be him. And I always said, man, I like Taysom Hill. I like Taysom Hill. I didn't want him to be traded. They put the first round opinion on him. You guys were Steve, you and Mike was always talking about, hey, you put the first round opinion on him, then somebody take him. You know what I'm saying? We can get some trades, some draft picks, or something. I never wanted to see that happen. I think Taysom is a big part of our offense. He puts a dynamic to the team to where people don't know what we're going to do next. What is he going to do? Is he going to run with the ball? Is he going to hand it off? Is he going to drop back and pass that motherfucker down the field for 30 some odd yards? You never know. So I like what he does.
Yep.
So I never wanted him to leave, but to say that you just signed him to another contract and picked up somebody that's almost the same person is,
So
I give that one a solid F. Because I just don't understand it at all.
hey, facts. I mean, I think he's just a camp arm. That's all he is. Somebody to come to
Yeah.
training camp, throw some balls around so guys can catch it and they can evaluate the other guys. That's all that is. Now a lot of people are assuming because Taysom Hill got all this money that he is. Oh, well, maybe that he is the heir apparent. I'm not so sure. Notice they only signed him to a 2-year deal. They signed him to a deal as long as Drew Brees is still the quarterback. Right?
Yeah, well, it's not a 1-year deal, so that's better than what most people are getting right now.
True. It's not a 1-year deal. However, again, I think it's, as long as Bree's still here, we got Taysom so he could utilize Taysom. I think that's what that is about. Paid him. He's one of the highest paid backup quarterbacks in the league now. And, that's not by accident. So, again, like you said, he's a great weapon. He's more useful in the slash role than as a backup quarterback, which is why they went and got another quarterback. So, yeah, I mean, I like the move. I think they're putting a lot of money in their quarterback room. But, hey, it's better to have a lot of great quarterbacks than none at all. So it's a good problem to have. But I also still think they need a running back, which is something I think they're working towards, getting a running back.
Really?
Yep.
Well, give me some insight on that because I'm very interested. I actually don't think we need another running back at this point. Because I'm a big fan of Murray, and I think Alvin Kamara has a breakout.
Yeah. So,
them working toward going to get.
Yeah. So, like I mentioned before, Leonard Fournette's on the trade block. According to a lot of sources, the Jacksonville Jaguars they have been taking trade offers for Leonard Fournette. And I hear it's not even in the realm of a first-round pick or not even a second-round pick. They're looking for maybe a third or fourth. And I think now that the draft is over and you don't have to put any draft capital in this year, I would be happy to give up a third or fourth round pick in next year's draft for Leonard Fournette easily.
What do we give up? What did we give up to go get Tommy? Because didn't we trade with Houston?
I believe so.
Yes, that is exactly what we did. We traded with Houston for something to go get Tommy Stevens, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't imagine that it was anything significant. Maybe a 6th-round pick or something. I don't know.
But I don't have no time for that, man. We ain't got no. Yeah, to be talking about trading picks for next year, like this year ain't even start.
Yeah, I mean, hey, but they're all about the now, though. You know what I'm saying? That the window is definitely closed. You got 1, maybe 2 more years to go ahead and try to get this bowl right now. So
we got a running back.
Throw everything.
Matt?
Oh, yeah. So we did sign a couple of undrafted free agents. We signed a few guys. I know we got a defensive end from University of Texas. I did see we signed a running back, but I haven't had a chance to look at this tape yet.
Yeah.
But, if we could go make a move, because, again, it's an arms race in the NFC South, go pull that trigger on Leonard Fournette, let's rock and roll. Now I think the offense has everything it needs to go ahead and compete.
So how do you do that? How do you pick up Leonard Fournette? Because that would honestly, even though I don't think that we need another running back, because like I said, I'm a big fan of Murray and I appreciate everything he did last season. But to get somebody like Leonard Fournette, I wouldn't be mad at that at all. And I agree with you when you say he can be a big asset to the team. But how do you get somebody like him right now, even though he is on the chopping block to just be traded somewhere? Because obviously that team is just, I don't know what they're doing, bro, but they're getting rid of everybody. They're letting everybody go and revamping, starting over like from a clean slate. But it kind of brings me back to Miami. Like you don't care.
But see, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Miami, I think what that was is Brian Flores came into a situation that was ass, and he was like, man, nah, all this is going to go. I'm going to build my team from scratch, and that's what he did. And if you look at the moves they made in free agency and in the draft, they've turned it around like completely different team.
Instantly.
And it looks like they could for real be a contender already after the moves that they've made. I mean, just in the offseason alone, they brought in players like Van Noy and like 3 starters, I think, from the Patriots came over to Miami. Now they got Tua Tagovailoa as their starting quarterback. Maybe not this year. I think they'll rock with Ryan Fitzpatrick for 1 year, which is not bad. Yeah. Ryan Fitzpatrick is not a bad quarterback. I think he's very solid. And he can sit, and give Tua that extra time to heal up, and then 2021 rocking and roll is Tua time. You know what I'm saying? Especially now that Tom Brady's out the AFC East, that thing wide open. And so now they're going to compete with Buffalo to take it over. And they're making a lot of great moves. Moves. So,
yeah, I think that was the plan all along. And that was kind of why 2019 Miami Dolphins was so upset with the GM and that whole organization. And a lot of them was trying to jump ship because I think this is what they were trying to do.
Facts.
They was just trying to have a losing season to do this right here in the draft.
Yeah, I mean, they had 3 first-round picks, bro, and 2 more in the second round. And so, they got a lot of talent really quickly and a lot of young, cheap talent. That's the key, bro. They got a lot of young, cheap talent that was an upgrade to what they had, and I think they'll be able to build even more.
That's hard.
Everybody crumbs.
Man, that's hard as a fan. You know what I mean? As a fan, I just couldn't see. I would be so heartbroken if my Saints came to me and was like, look, we just about to have a horrible season. We about to lose every game because in the in the draft, we better get on these picks, you know. But nah, man, I don't want to hear none of that.
I think it is a hard sell. It's a hard sell as a fan to be like. But then when you look at what they did in the draft, you're like, all right. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's like, all right. I mean, the same thing I did with the Cesar Ruiz pick. After I watched his tape, I was like, all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that's. I think they're heading the right direction, man. But a lot of teams made a lot of weird moves in the draft, bro. A lot of weird moves, including Green Bay taking Jordan Love in the first, and then they traded up to get this man, bro.
That's got to say something to you, though.
Aaron Rodgers
got to say
pissed.
Yeah, I mean, I bet. I mean, you okay? So you got Aaron Rodgers, which everybody says, "Oh, he's the GOAT." Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, right?
And he's only 36, bro. He hadn't even hit his 40s yet, and he has 4 more years on his deal.
Right. So to say that you move up in the draft to go get this guy,
yep.
What does that say to you, Aaron Rodgers?
Well, I mean, a lot of people have reported that Matt LaFleur and Rodgers don't get along. Maybe this is LaFleur like, hey, boy, fuck you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I'll get Aaron Rodgers my ass. I don't care. You know what I mean? They, according to Adam Schefter and a lot of people at ESPN, this man said if Love fell within range, he was going to mandate the pick. Meaning, I don't care who's there. If Love is there, we're taking Love. So,
wow.
Hey.
Okay.
Hey, look, all I'm saying is, look, Tampa got a 42-year-old Brady. We got a 4-year-old Breeze, and none of us moved up to take a quarterback.
Right.
We got things to either protect or help our quarterback. Rodgers is 36, and they moved up to take a guy. He's gotta be concerned right now, and I understand why he would be. Hey, and I'm happy that it's happening to you, man. I'm happy that is happening to you, bro. Hey. I mean, bro, for a guy that just led your squad, because let's believe it. As much shit as we talk about Aaron Rodgers, he did lead that team to the NFC Championship, right?
True.
So
true.
He had the most drops. His receivers had the most drops last year, right?
Right.
So his entire tenure as the Green Bay quarterback, they have never taken an offensive player in the first round. Never.
Yeah.
So he was thinking, okay, as many wide receivers was in this draft, they got to go get me somebody. You know what I'm saying? I mean, my receivers can't get open. They dropping passes. Go get me somebody. And they move up to get a quarterback? Bruh.
I don't know.
The level of disrespect, bro.
Yeah, I don't know what's really going on there. Do they plan to sit this guy behind Aaron Rodgers for? I could not. How many years you say he got 4 years left on the contract?
4 more years on his deal.
I can't see you moving up in the first round of a draft to go get a quarterback and having him sitting on the bench for 4 years behind Aaron Rodgers. Makes no sense at all. No sense. So Aaron Rodgers, man, you seem like you about to lose your job, bro.
Facts. Hey, he might demand a trade or something. He might try to get the hell out of there because that's an uncomfortable situation, bro. That's more uncomfortable than him and Brett Favre.
Well, Brett Favre, I mean, nobody ain't taking Brett Favre's position, man, regardless of what he was doing at that time. Brett Favre was producing regardless.
He did. Shit. Brett Favre was like, all right, I'll retire. All right. Aaron Rodgers is the man. Favre came back. You know what?
Yeah, well, Brett Favre, he wanted to retire. Brett Favre was like 40-something at the time.
But he came back, though. He was 38 years old, bro. He came back. He came back and said, I changed my mind. It was like,
then went to Minnesota, and what did they do? NFC Championship.
He did go to New York for that 1 year. They went 11-5, too. So, I mean, he still had it, but.
Really?
Yeah.
He was in New York?
Bro, he went to the Jets, bro. You don't remember that? He went to the New
York Jets. That's how much.
Before he went to Minnesota, he went to the New York Jets for 1 year. They went 11-5.
Really? That's crazy. Yep. I don't even remember that at all.
Yep.
I don't remember that at all.
That was that year they was doing like throwback jerseys and they had them blue and gold New York Titan jerseys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, that's crazy. I couldn't even see Brett Favre in no Jets jersey, man. But
Yeah,
I
bro.
couldn't see him in a Minnesota jersey either. But then he went out there and ball. I was like, okay.
I'm a historian. You know, I know a lot of weird shit like that. So
I feel you. Let's hit the Bengals up for a second.
Oh, here we go.
Let's hit the Bengals up for a second.
Wait, hey, before we hit the Bengals up, we got another piece of Saints news though. Hey, so
no, not yet.
Okay.
Not
Go
yet.
ahead.
Because I'm gonna have to speak my mind on this one. But the Bengals we're just gonna make this one quick because it's not much to be said about them. Of course, everybody knew they was gonna go get Burrow. There was teams coming at him left and right, man. Let's make a trade, trying to get him out of that first round pick. And I told you, there's no amount of money, no people that you could give me. I am not coming out of this first spot. And that's exactly what happened. And they went to get Burrow, and now Burrow is a Cincinnati Bengal. On top of that, though, let me see. On top of that, they went to go get T. Higgins, which was one of my favorite running backs in the draft.
Nice pick.
Yeah, it was a very good pick, man.
Did they list him as a running back? Because I know he played wide receiver too.
No, I'm sorry, wide receiver.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's 6'3", 218, 59 receptions, 1,167 yards. I really wanted that guy because I thought he was going to fall and keep falling because they had some questions about him being healthy. He did have some time spent on the bench from injuries or whatever. But when you watch this guy play, he contests the ball like nobody else, man. So I think that's a weapon, a cold weapon. And they trying to change it around, man. Congratulations, Bengals, for actually trying to do something. All right,
this guy.
Let's move on, man. You know, Bengals, man. I like you, man. I like you, bro. All right, let's move on, man. Let's talk about this. I'm all right. Just give me a moment. Just give me a moment, bro. I want to talk about it. I just want to get it out of here. You know what I'm saying? But give me a moment, man, because it's so frustrating. Breathe, Saint Stop Podcast. Breathe, right?
Hey,
I know you guys have probably heard about this already. It's just one of the biggest, stupidest things I could have ever thought was about to happen when I woke up today and seen this news.
I've been telling y'all. Don't nobody listen to me. I've been telling y'all.
Okay, so the New Orleans Saints comes up here and is like, man, we've got this guy, Jameis Winston, who nobody wants. He was the 30 for 30 man. 30 interceptions, 30 touchdowns. That's not a good stat if you're thinking about it in your head. It ain't good at all.
Facts.
The guy rushes the ball. That's why he has so many interceptions. He feels like he has to do something with the ball every snap. That's why he has so many interceptions. He holds the ball too long. That's why he has too many interceptions. I don't like Jameis Winston. I don't like his personality. I also don't like Cam. But if I had to choose one, I guess it would be Jameis Winston. But this is the dumbest pick. Why? And
I'll tell you why.
What is it, Steve? It's 1 year.
Because in New Orleans, we got all the crab legs he can eat. That's why.
I don't want to hear nothing about no crab legs in this.
All right, no. Hey, okay. So I mean, like I said, bro, 30 interceptions is abysmal, right? But it's something to work with. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something to work. It is, because he did throw for 5,000 yards. Let's not, like, bro, even the most efficient quarterbacks, there's only 8 quarterbacks, maybe 9, that has ever done that. He is a part of that club. And I mean, ever done that. So that's something to work with. He has a strong arm, right? And you got to remember, just like we talking about how the Bucs ain't got no offensive line, they did not have an offensive line when he was there. That is important. I don't care what quarterback you put back there. If you don't have an offensive line, you're going to rush, you're going to throw the ball anywhere to get it out your hands all day long, right? Behind the Saints offensive line, he should be much better. He went and got that LASIK eye surgery. You know what I'm saying? He said he couldn't see. Now you can see, right? You ain't got LASIK. You got better. I'm gonna say better weapons. I know they got some weapons there, but I'm gonna say we got better weapons than them, right? You got better weapons, better protection, and you got Sean Payton that can sit there and teach you the game. You can sit behind Drew because in Tampa, wasn't nobody teaching him. He didn't have nobody, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's always been the dude all the way from high school and to Florida State. He's been the dude. He's never had the time to sit back and observe. Now you do. Now you got the time to sit back and observe it from one of the best to ever do it. Hone your skills, clear a vision. I think it could work. It's something to work with. And I'm not saying he's going to come out and ball out, but he just might. He just might. And
so
signing another quarterback was a necessity because they're going to use Taysom the way they've been using them. Now, say on the play, you got both him and Breeze out there and both of them get hurt. Now what's going to happen? What's going to happen now? Now, who you going to put in? Tommy Stevens? You know what I'm saying? Like, bro,
you're making my nerves bad, man.
Bro, you're not gonna put Tommy Stevens in the game, bro. You're just not gonna do it. So
yeah, no doubt. But still have Taysom Hill that you just signed for a 2-year, 20-some odd mil contract. Let's take it. Let's hold your thought right there, man. Let's take a break for a second. Saint Style Podcast. The key word to win Madden 21 gold number 9 Drew Brees jersey, my favorite jersey of all time, could be yours. Like, comment, subscribe, and in the comments, put fire, FIRE, fire in the comments. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and we will pick a winner. All right, so let's get back into it, man. Somebody's calling me from Tennessee. I don't know you. So yeah, man, I just, when it comes down to Jameis Winston, bro, I just never liked him. I think the guy has a very strong arm, just like you said a minute ago. I think he has a very strong arm. I think his accuracy is mediocre. And I think I can't really contest to his attitude because I would have to listen to the head coach. And what do you think about Jameis Winston?
I mean, Bruce Arians even said he's not a bad kid. He's not a bad kid. They said he's a really good teammate. And as far as his accuracy goes, who better than to learn from being the most accurate quarterback ever?
I guess, man. I'm being biased.
Don't like him. I think you just don't like him because he played for the Bucs. Like, if this dude had played for the Raiders, you'd have been like, all right. But because he played for the Bucs,
so.
Because he played for the Bucs, he's just like, hell nah.
I don't know. I don't like the guy, man. When he comes out and when we had games against the Bucs and he came out talking all this crap, after the game he talked all this crap. I just have a hard time letting go as a Saints fan, bro. So then you come off a season of 30-30, and that don't make it no better for you, man.
Hey, I'm gonna say that.
Not in my eyes.
I want to know how him and Marshawn Lattimore gonna get along. That's what I want to know. You remember they had that fight? Hey, when he poked Marshawn in the back of his neck.
Yeah. But I mean, that's like heat of the moment, game type thing, man. Marshawn, you gotta let that go, bro. First of all, what kind of dude pokes another man in the back of the neck, man? See, bro, that's what I'm talking about. Stop it.
Oh man, I'm done.
I ain't never said, man, I don't like this dude, man, and poke another man in the back of the neck. What are you on, bro? What are you on? Anyway,
man, that's funny.
Okay. So there's a couple of more people that was surprising to me, or really, really great picks. I feel like for other teams. But I don't know. I don't know if you want to talk about that, man. What's your next subject, bro? Let's keep it going.
Yeah, man. Hey, let's check out some of these draft picks, man. I was surprised the first wide receiver off the board was Henry Ruggs to Oakland. that was a surprise to me because he wasn't even the number one receiver on his own team. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I guess it's kind of like pick your poison because either one of these wide receivers would have been great. They all have different traits, but he went to the Las Vegas Raiders as their first pick. So that was a
Right.
pretty interesting one. Another interesting pick that no one seen coming was Jalen Hurts going to Philly. That I didn't understand that pick. They got Carson, but I guess he is always hurt, so you need an
Yeah.
insurance policy.
Yeah. When you think about Philly, you got to think about that quarterback curse that goes on there every year.
Facts.
So I liked that pick for them. Even though shout out to Scott, my man, who's big Philly fan. I know you be watching sometime, bro, and I can't stand Philadelphia Eagles. My wife is a Philadelphia Eagles fan. I can't stand her because she's a Philadelphia Eagles fan. So, yeah, but I do think that was a good pick, man. I think due to the fact that somebody in Philadelphia as quarterback position is always hurt, and they have to take that back up to make him fill out and try to make it through the playoffs, and they have a hard time with that every year. So I like the pick that they got right there. Coach Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, that's funny. I was just thinking about that pick.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was a big one for me, man. I was like, that is a really good pick, man. Jonathan Taylor has all 2,000-yard games for the whole year. My man is over 200 pounds, and he runs a 4 something. That's unheard of.
Yeah.
He's a beast. He's a beast, man. And I wished somebody like that would have just fell, just because people was hating on him or whatever, and we would have picked him up real quick. That would have been nice.
Facts. I mean, I definitely wish we would have picked up another running back, but I mean, we got an undrafted one. But a lot of people, I don't put too much stock. I don't put too much stock in those undrafted players because to me, you undrafted for a reason. Like, you know what I mean?
We got to think about when you think about undrafted players. We got a lot of them on our team. We've had a lot of them on our team. Sean Payton always finds a way to find that gem in the rough. You know what I mean? That diamond in the dirt type player.
The problem is usually it takes a little while for those guys to materialize, right? And at the beginning of Payton's career, they hit. Your Lance Moores, your Hendersons, those guys were hitting it, Pierre Thomases of the world. But lately, not so much. Your Brandon Coles, your Kirkwoods, none of them really have done anything. So a lot of people get hype over these guys, and we get nothing from them.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Hopefully, this running back. I'm going to go back after this podcast because I didn't get a chance to do it, man. It was just so much going on this weekend.
Facts.
And I actually didn't even know. So shout out to Matt, man. I appreciate you throwing that piece of information out there for me. I didn't even know we picked up a running back. So I am definitely going to go back and do some tape on this guy and see what he's done and where I think he can fit into this offense. I hope he's not going to be just someone that is on a practice squad or we take and then release within, the first 2 games of the season or whatever. But we also got to think about, man, we have wide receivers on our team.
Do we?
Yeah. I mean, I've been talking all offseason about Humphreys.
Yeah.
And hopefully one day this man will come off of the practice squad permanently and be a part of this offense because he is one of the most prospects I have seen in a long time, and I hope
either
you can
him or
see
Butler.
something from him. Who?
Emmanuel Butler.
Yeah. I mean,
but see that those go on the list of guys that people are hyped, and yet for some reason or another they get no playing time. You know what I'm saying? So
when it comes to Humphreys, man, I just don't think this man has the opportunity to be out there on the field, and that's That's because when you watch him play and he is in the game, he makes an impact, or he could be making an impact. He just doesn't have the opportunities to do so. You watch him on the practice squad, and out of everybody that's on the practice squad, you consistently bring this man into the active roster, but you don't give him any playing time, and that's got to be frustrating.
True.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening with Humphries, man, but I hope he shows up this
In my
season and
mind,
does.
just thinking about it logically though, if he is as talented as they say he is, why not put him in when Mike Thomas had 149 receptions and the next guy had 29? You know what I'm saying? Like, why not put a guy in?
I don't understand. This whole year of 2019, where the only person that we had was Mike Thomas and nobody else was producing anything. Why wouldn't you give somebody a chance just to hop on the field and say, hey, let's see what you could do, man. I'm gonna put you out there for this game. You know what I'm saying?
Let's see what if you like, yo, I'm gonna put you out there for like 4 series. If you produce, we'll keep you. If not, then whatever. You know what I mean? Like, give him something.
I don't know, man. I don't know. That's hard for me, bro. Because I liked him way back during the preseason games. He was just so big and so dynamic. I was like, man, this guy, he's contesting balls. He's kind of quick. You know, he can run some routes.
But see, a lot of people said that about Coleman, and they said that about Kirkwood. Coleman was supposed to be the next Colston. You know what I mean? Everybody's saying that. Brandon Coleman's the next Marcus Colston. What happened? Right. He ain't doing nothing. He didn't even get signed to another team. If you look at our entire 2014 draft, bro, none of them got signed to other teams. We had a couple of receivers there. None of them got signed to other teams. You know what I'm saying? So, like, my thing is, even Michael Thomas was only a 2nd-round pick. Why not give Breeze a 1st-round talent? Like, Peyton think he could keep getting away with bargain shopping at the dollar store, bro. And meanwhile, Atlanta got dudes like Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, all 1st-round players. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
All these teams with 1st-round receivers that turn out to be great, and we bargain shopping in the undrafted free agent pool and just hoping it works out, and then wonder why we can't get over the hump. Like, this is why. Yeah. This is why, bro. Like, come on.
I do not know. I don't know what's going on with these wide receivers on the Saints team, man. And we've got some good ones. I just don't understand why we're not utilizing them at all. I don't know, man. So what else, bro? You got anything else, man?
Nah, man, that's about it. You know what I'm saying? Draft. Yeah. We made some good moves. Now let's just see how they're gonna put it all together, not having no OTAs.
So thanks for the podcast, man. You guys leave a comment. Tell me what you think about the draft and the players that we picked up. Who would you have liked us to pick up? And don't forget, leave that keyword in the comments. Like, comment the keyword, and subscribe. And you guys will win a copy of Madden 21 and the gold Drew Brees number 9 jersey, my favorite jersey. And if you are the winner, don't forget, man, I want the gamer tag, man, so I can, hop on there with you and bust that ass one time.
Yeah, boy.
All right. So, who that? My name is Tracy Bartholomew. This is Steven Bijou, and you're listening to the Saint Stop Podcast. We will see you Wednesday, guys. Wednesday. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe.
And if you think Tommy Stevens gonna get some playing time, what we tell him?
Stop playing with me right now, man. It's horrible. All right.